Hi, my name is Janaro Arriaga, and the reason we name our company Renaissance is because everything that we do is inspired from that period. Yes, I've been in the mold making industry for about 30 years. I don't get to play with the molds anymore because of everything that I do, but right at the beginning, I didn't even like it. It was so difficult. We were working on these tiny pieces about this big and work on it for a day or so, and then the manager will come back and tell me, hey, it's wrong, and you have to go back and restart from scratch. So that was almost like nonsensical to me, because I came from working in construction. And in construction, by the end of the day, you have some walls up, you got something accomplished. Right there, it was very frustrated. But and then I learned it and then master how to make molds and then patterns. And then because of having to do sales, I ended up doing design. Cast on isn't just material, it's art, it's history. It's something that was built with purpose. I learned the trade and the skills from the Renaissance period, from Brunelleschi, from reading the books about Michelangelo, Da Vinci. At the beginning, when I started studying about cast on and drawings and art, this happened to me. I didn't know why when I saw those beautiful drawings from the Renaissance period, I always feel peace. And on some drawings, it was so deep that it almost made me cry. And I didn't know why. I don't know why until I studied. When I studied, and then I knew why, because everything was built with balance and proportion. There's different ways that clients approach us. They approach us through email, phone calls, or sometimes they just walk in. On either situation, we have to find out what is that the client is looking for. So we begin the process of discovery, to find out what all they need, what kind of style, and if it's going to fit on whichever area they are trying to build the fireplace, the cast-on entrance, the windows around. When a piece is in balance, the eye says yes before the mind knows why. Right at the beginning, I was approached by a client, and he was needing this huge, beautiful entrance. That was at the very beginning of me doing it on my own, basically, designing, not just making the molds, but installation, the whole thing. So this entry was composed of columns, Corinthian caps, and tablature, and a medallion on the gable, right at the very top. And I had an idea about the proportions, and then I learned that it wasn't about me, it was about the clients. And not only that, but by putting the client's vision together with my knowledge, we came up with amazing things. The most beautiful projects that we have done is based on my client's ideas and my expertise. We have the ability to custom make pretty much anything. We haven't encountered any project that we were not able to do so far. And so that make us different. We have that flexibility to make any molds on any conditions, pretty much. Our material has to meet the ASTM 1364, which is 6,500 PSI, and that's the quality of our material. Every piece that we build here in Renaissance Cast-On is built with longevity in mind. We want those pieces to last for hundreds of years. Okay, installation process is critical. For me, it's very important to meet up with the homeowner and the builder to make sure that everybody's on the same page. And then when time of installation is due, we meet up with whomever is gonna be working around the cast-on, bricklayers, roofers, stucco people, anybody. Any trade that is gonna work around the cast-on, we have to meet up with them to make sure we're all on the same page. We could do the whole process as smooth as possible for the client. When we go and work into somebody's house, we feel just like that. We've been invited, and we're putting together their dream. So at the end, it has to look magnificent. My client has to be very happy, totally in love with the product. That's my goal. Yes, a typical project, it will take from 4 to 5 weeks. The reason is because we have to meet up on site, make sure that we know exactly where the client wants the cast-on installed, and make sure that there is enough room and everything is prepared for us to install the cast-on. So when we design the drawings, when we do the shop drawings, and then it takes from 3 to 5 days for those drawings to be ready, and then a couple days for the client to approve those. After we receive the approval on the drawings, the estimate, and then we go into production drawings and mold making. That's another week. and then we have about 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks to produce and have it ready for installations. So that's why it takes 5 weeks.
Okay, nice.
And I tell our team the same thing on every job. This isn't just the next project. This is someone's dream, and we've been invited into it. I am Genaro, and I'd be honored to bring your vision into life.